going to go the way you think. Fulfill your destiny.
I need someone to show me my place in all this.
Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. I'm just gonna start the thing off with this. I got back from my midnight screening earlier today on Thursday. Literally the start of the day. They played Force Awakens right before Last Jedi, and then they played Last Jedi, and it was an awesome theater going experience. I'm actually one of the rare people that actually enjoyed Force Awakens when it came out, and I really liked Force Awakens when it came out. Sure, it's a flawed film. Sure, there are some things that maybe could have been done better, but I sure think it's a step above The Phantom Menace, alright? And anyone who thinks that these new films are worse than the prequels, I will actually physically fight you. Like, not even just argue with you. I'll probably punch you in the face, because that is utterly wrong, and you're an idiot if you think that, honestly. It can be your opinion, but if you have that opinion, then you're wrong. And this movie, I really enjoy Force Awakens. I think it's not nearly as bad as some people say. And I really, really like The Last Jedi. And I think most people who see this movie... I've seen so many hate comments for this movie already. I'm going to get into the actual movie soon. I just want to chat about this toxic Star Wars fan base really quickly. I've seen so many disgusting things come out of people's mouths from this movie. They insult like some actors' appearances. They like completely just crap on everything that all the actors are trying to put together and everything that the director has done, and just like it's truly like disgraceful what some people say over a damn Star Wars movie. I mean, holy crap. Some people are saying it's a complete insult to the original trilogy, with all the characters being completely mistreated. And as a huge fan of the original trilogy, I don't think so. I think it makes sense completely for the places that these characters go. The big point of contention seems to be Luke Skywalker and the way he's portrayed in this movie, which I think is brilliantly by Mark Hamill. I think he does an absolutely amazing job as Luke. I think he might be the best he's ever been. But of course, these overly sensitive, toxic Star Wars fans overlook Mark Hamill's performance and completely just... Look, I watched the original trilogy. A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back are still my two favorite Star Wars movies. The Last Jedi isn't better than them. I'm just going to say right now. And I think in the places that they take Luke's character in this, I think it completely makes sense for what he does in terms of how they set him up in the original trilogy and how they're setting up in this trilogy. And for people to say, oh, this isn't Luke Skywalker, it is. It is, because it's canon. So you're going to have to deal with that now, you whiny bitch. And some people, like, if you didn't know, Mark Hamill got into a car crash before A New Hope came out. I think it was after they had finished filming, though, before he started filming Empire Strikes Back, I believe. He fractured a few things on his face, and he unfortunately needed to undergo surgery to correct the damage. I've seen some people say that Mark Hamill deserved to die in that car crash because of where they take the character in this film. And I think that is the most disgusting, toxic, and appalling thing I've ever read. Over a Star Wars movie, right? A good one at that. A really well-made Star Wars movie. They think that the lead actor that they grew up with as well deserve to die in that car crash. Like, it just astounds me. It is completely disgusting. And, God, a lot of people just seem to hate this new trilogy, and I don't understand why. It's a step up from the prequels. Anyone who says otherwise is either completely brain dead or just looking for attention. Anyway, on to the actual movie and what I liked. As I said before, I really liked Mark Hamill's performance in this movie. In fact, everyone's performances across the board in this film, from Daisy Ridley to Carrie Fisher, to Mark Hamill to John Boyega, everyone does a great job in this movie. Even the people who are a little bit underutilized, I'll admit. There are a few characters that possibly could have gotten more screen time, and you know, maybe could have been done more with. I understand that, but I think across the board, every actor did really well. And the direction in this movie, absolutely fantastic. There are some scenes that will just take your breath away, and as a Star Wars fan, there are also some scenes that will fill you with the utmost joy, and I mean that completely. Avoid spoilers if you can, because I did, and my experience was heightened for that, and I'm completely thankful that I didn't see anything or read anything prior to my viewing of this film. I think this is a great movie, honestly, completely and honestly. What some people see as plot holes, I see as people looking too much into it. Some people seem to have problems with. I don't want to get into spoilers, but like there are a few things that Force Awakens asked that The Last Jedi doesn't give satisfactory answers to, which I understand that, but to me it was a subversion of expectations, not to deliver on those things and give you things that you might not have even thought of. And I think it makes sense. It does. It's not some sort of conspiracy that Disney's trying to get a lead woman in this movie, alright? She is a good character in her own right, okay? She is. Daisy Ridley, Rey, I'm talking about. And some people have problems with what her heritage is, and some people were pretty angry with what that turned out to be. But, you know, I wasn't. I thought it was kind of interesting how they took it. And I think Daisy Ridley, again, plays it greatly. Kylo Ren also, Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, fantastic. I think the scenes between him and Rey, some of the best in the movie. John Boyega, which admittedly has a lot of comic relief, I think is still a very entertaining character to watch. I just think it's a good movie. Honestly, I think as a Star Wars fan, there are certain things in here that will make you go whoa, and I did. And it's a great movie to watch with fellow Star Wars fans, because there were actually times in the movie where I gasped and I was like, whoa, and I was like, no, and I was like, ah, and I was like, all like that, you know. And anytime that movie can get me to do that is pretty damn good in my book. I rarely do that in movies, but for something that is so close to my heart as Star Wars, yeah, I do. Because I grew up, honestly, I grew up on the prequels, alright? I grew up on the prequels. So I was kind of raised into loving the prequels, alright? And then I actually found out how good Star Wars actually was when I saw original trilogy and this new trilogy. And, you know, I realized how bad the prequels were. But, you know, even admittedly, I don't hate the prequels. I think, they are better than what some people say. I mean, no, actually, Attack of the Clones is a definitively bad movie. But I think Phantom Menace is okay. And I think Revenge of the Sith is decent. You know, it's watchable. So I don't hate the prequels that much. I don't get so into movies that I just completely hate them. You know, like, I don't look for things in a movie because I don't like to hate movies, alright? I don't like to, you know, scope out everything, look all the plot holes, and like, because I don't care. As long as I have a good time, I don't really care. And I think I did have a good time in The Last Jedi, and I think it's a great movie as well. Like, from a filmmaking standpoint, from a character's standpoint, I think it's a really, really well-made Star Wars movie. And I think just some people, man, they just take it way too far. And, you know, everything from the music, to certain scenes, to fan service, to even comedy, I think is done really well in this movie. And it's better than Force Awakens, in my opinion. I think so. And some people are saying it's the worst Star Wars movie ever, which is completely wrong. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to think. Okay, I'm gonna finish this up now because now it's over 10 minutes and you'll probably stop watching. The Last Jedi is a personally great time of mine. I had a great time watching it. I think it's one of the best Star Wars films, honestly, because some moments just filled me with so much joy and awe that admittedly, you know, there are a few things that possibly could have been polished up in this movie. But again, I don't really care. You know, it's Star Wars, and you can call me a shill, you can call me blind, you can call me whatever, but I think I'll enjoy anything connected to Star Wars. Hell, I enjoy Attack of the Clones just for how bad it is. But I'm gonna give this movie an A minus because I think it's a really damn good Star Wars movie. I don't care what anyone says. I'm gonna watch it a second time, hopefully, and it's probably behind A New Hope and Empire, but above Revenge of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens for me. It's in my top 3, guys. I think, honestly, it's the best film since Empire Strikes Back. Honestly, I'm being completely honest when I say that. I think it's... I can't wait to get to my favorite films of the year because I think Last Jedi will make it on that list. Thank you guys for watching. Please just spread love. Don't spread hate. The Last Jedi, it's great. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise, because it's an experience that Star Wars fans will enjoy, no matter how much they feel like they disrespect the characters. And just all that, you know. It's a great movie, right? You heard it here first. Cage thinks it's a great movie. And thank you, and I'm out. Star Wars is awesome. Also, the Flash video, it'll probably come sometime this month. I don't really know. It's hard. Okay.